Shalom, welcome back. Um this is a continuation of my testimony. Um, I had reached the part where my father had passed, and I had begun drinking a lot and partying. Remember, I just turned 18 when my dad died. So struggled. I struggled with his passing, and like I said, no one really checked on me. I don't know how my siblings dealt with it because we never talked about it. It's like life just moved on. Yeah. So my mom was not working at the time. So got she got consumed by looking for a job because remember she had 5 kids to feed, and my dad had just passed, so she was kind of in a, what do you call it, panic mode, stress mode, and so preoccupied with so many things that she never really, like, maybe called us together and spoke to us and maybe tried to explain to us, okay, this has happened, maybe this is how we can deal with it. As in, basically, there was no direction on how to deal with sorry, how to deal with the loss of my father. So I think everyone probably dealt with it the way they dealt with it, in whichever way. I personally started drinking, so I became. Did I become an alcoholic then? No, I just started drinking. It hadn't become a serious problem at that time. I was just drinking and partying and going out and things like that. Things that 18-year-olds do, yeah. And so it became a problem at home. My mom started really having a problem with me partying, and she would really, it was bad. She would really, every time I would come home, it would be noise, it would be abuse, it would be, like, where are you coming from, why are you doing this, why are you behaving like this, you're just doing this because your father is not here, and things like that. And for me, I was like, I was in pain and I was trying to numb the pain, and I was trying to look for a way to deal with the pain. I didn't know how to deal with it. There was no counseling, no nothing. In those days, I think therapy was not a thing like it is today. Yeah, so you dealt with things the way you dealt with them. No one really bothered. It's like it's life. So just toughen up, move on, find your way of dealing with it, and move on. That's it. So life continued. So me, I would just party and party and party, and it would bring more problems at home. So it got to a point where my mom was like, you know what, you need to leave because you're becoming too much now. And so and it was now abuse from, it's still, the abuse still is still continuing from my mother and from my brother. So now that my father is not there, now my brother becomes, he wants to now take my father's position and be like the father. So every time I would come home late or the next day or something like that, the abuse would be from him and also from my mother. Like, my mother would encourage him to abuse me, to be like, okay, you know what, she's very hard-headed, beat her up, do something, maybe she'll listen, I'm tired, oh, this and that. So my brother continued to abuse me even more. And remember, I never mentioned I never told my mother about the initial sexual abuse with my brother. I never told anyone. Like I said, the sexual abuse normally comes with like a secrecy code. So it's be quiet, don't tell anyone. So and I never felt, I didn't feel safe enough to even share it with my mother. I just felt like, okay, even if I share it, nothing will be done. So let me just keep quiet. So I kept it, and the abuse continued. So now at this age, I'm grown and I'm trying to carve out, maybe forge out my own life, and the abuse still continues. So one day I came home and my mother was so angry and so angry, and she was like, leave my house, leave my house. And I'm like, it's my father's house, why should I leave? And she was like, leave my house, you're really giving me a hard time, and this and that. And she would ask my brother to abuse me, and it would be bad. We would fight and fight and fight and fight. And now I'm really just trying to fight for my life because I don't know what else to do. There's no one to protect me. At least when my dad was there, if my brother, sometimes when he was sober, which was rare, yeah, like if I would tell him my brother was doing this to me, he would maybe beat him up or something. But now there's no one to tell. There's no one to tell. So I'm stuck with fighting for myself. And the abuse was really bad. It was bad. I would have black eyes. Sometimes I would be swollen. I would have to stay indoors for like 2 weeks to heal and things like that. It was bad. And for me, with the trauma just kept on building up and building up and building up and building up. So at this point in time, what happens? Yeah. So my mother asked me to leave the house, and just one day when I'd actually come home very early, like at 7 p.m., not like the other days, and the minute I walked in, I just received another slap, yani, like, where have you come from? And I was like, I was just outside for a bit. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was like, leave my house, leave my house. And I just had it. I had enough. I had enough. And the friend I was talking to was a neighbor who lived with her boyfriend. And I was talking to her and telling her how things are at home. I was telling her I'm tired of being abused left, right, and center. I don't know what to do. I've just finished high school. I'm in college at that time. And I'm like, even if I leave, where am I going to go? Who am I going to stay with? What will I do? How will I support myself? And she would encourage me and tell me, you know what, yeah, it's your mom should not be beating you at your age. You're too grown, like you're 18, for crying out loud. Why are they doing this to you? In fact, you should leave. And, she would incite me and be like, yeah, just leave. Yeah, if you need a place to go to, just come and stay here with me. And then we'll see what to do. I'll help you look for work and yeah, we'll find a way out. So for once, someone was offering a solution which I had not gotten from anyone else before. So that day when I came back home at 7 p.m. and I was hit and I was told to leave, and I just said, you know what, let me go. So I just left. I left and I went to my friend's place and I told her, hey, it's happened again. She's like, but you just left here. I'm like, yeah, imagine it's happened. So she's like, okay, you just come and stay here. So I went and I stayed with her. And so a few days passed, and I think my mom had from around that I was staying around in a friend's house over there, because people had seen me around, and I think she regretted and she started looking for me again. So one day she just walked into the house when we were sitting and we were chatting, and I was even surprised that she knew where I was. So clearly she had investigated. So she came and she asked to speak to me. So I said okay. So I listened to her, and she was like, I need to come back home. And I was like, come back home to be beaten again? I don't think so. And she was like, oh, you can't do this, nini, nini. Oh, you going to destroy your life, what, and this and that. So just come back home. So I told her, I felt like I was at a place where I could bargain. So I told her, I was so wrong. So I told her, I'll come back on one condition, that you don't lay a hand on me, and my brother never lays a hand on me. That's the condition. I'm coming back home. Hey, she got angry. She was like, "What? You're giving me conditions in my own house?" So me, I was like, you know what? I don't know why you came. Like, just go back, since you're not willing to compromise and change your behavior. Just go back, because me, I can't be abused anymore. I've just had it with the abuse, and I'm not doing it anymore. So first she got angry, she left, and then she came back again the next day. And she was like, yeah, okay, just come back, I won't do it, this and that. So I agreed. And I went back. Do you think the abuse stopped? No, it didn't stop. It continued. Oh my God, it continued. So I started looking for a way out. So I was like, okay, now I can't go back to my friend's place again. I have to find like a permanent solution. So what's the permanent solution? I look for a guy who will marry me, or I will stay with, and they'll take care of me and something like that. So that was the goal. And once you make such a plan, yeah, the devil will bring you exactly what you're looking for. Yeah. So it may not be ideal, but that's what he'll bring. So you're desperate right now. So the desperation will bring desperate answers. Yeah. So I continue going to college, and one day I'm in town, and I go to a coffee shop, and I decide to sit down, and I meet this guy, this foreigner, a white man. And he begins to speak to me, and this and that, and everything he's saying, I'm just like, hey, this is my ticket out. This is my ticket out. I have made it. Yeah, my answer has come. Did I say out of the frying pan into the fire? Out of the, what's the saying? Yeah, out of the fire. No, out of the frying pan into the fire. Yes, that one. So I finally, what happened? Yeah, I meet this guy, and yeah, he's saying all the right things. He has the money. What? I'm like, I'm set. And I tell him all my plans. I want to go to university. I want to study psychology and all this and that. And he's like, it's okay. I'll pay for you. Wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, I'll do it. What? And I'm like, the naive me. I didn't know that people can just tell you what you want to hear and not actually do it. I thought everyone who says something actually means it. I thought everyone was like me, in short. I thought everyone who says uh, something, they actually mean what they say. See, I was going to discover. So I immediately I've moved in with this guy. I didn't even take time. I didn't even take time to like do my due diligence and things like that. I immediately moved in, because remember, at home, abuse is still going on. So every weekend I've disappeared with this guy. So at this time, I think I had gotten a job. Yeah, I'd gotten a job at a travel agency, and I was working, so I could make the excuse and be like, you know what, I'm working, I'm an adult, I make my own money, so I don't need to answer to anyone. So I could disappear and come back home after a few days. My mom would be like, where were you? Where were you? I'm like, I have a boyfriend, so yeah, so I stay with him and this and that. And she'd just be like, I. So then this guy insists and says, you know what, he wants to marry me. So I'm like, that's even better. It's better to be in a marriage. So let me take him home and introduce him. At least so even the people at home can see that this boyfriend that I've been saying I have actually exists and he's a serious guy and nini nini. So we go on with the plans and we are now, I take him home, he meets my mom, and immediately my mom doesn't approve. She's just like, no, 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 no. This guy, no, there's no way, there's no way. You can't marry this guy. First, he was way older, way more mature than me. Clearly, he was just manipulating me. And I didn't, for me, I was just seeing a ticket out of all the issues at home. So my mom immediately was like, no, 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 you can't, this is not. So me, I was just like, why aren't you happy for me? I'm trying to make a life for myself. Can't you just be happy for me once? Yeah, why are you against it? So I insisted and I insisted. So she just gave in and she said, okay, that's fine. So we did all the arrangements. Oh, the guy came to our shags, paid dowry and things like that, and everyone was just, in shags when they see now a white man has come, they just see dollar signs. Ka-ching, ka-ching. Everyone just sees dollar signs. Everyone just sees money. Money has come. Hey, money has come. Now everyone is so happy. Hey, I've done something good. I've brought someone with money. So, yeah, so um, we continue with the plans, with the wedding plans and everything. It was a huge wedding. We were planning it in one of the big hotels in Nairobi, in my country, and I had all these bridesmaids and the whole shebang, the whole big wedding, how you plan big weddings and everything. And what happened now? So this guy had managed to he had managed to pretend for this long, yeah, and he was very quick in wanting to marry me. Like he wanted to rush things. He didn't want to take time to date. He was just like, me, I know what I want. It is you and this and that. Let's just get married. Let's have children and all this. And me, I was just like, okay, that's fine. Naive me again. I'm just like, it's okay. Yeah, even me, I have things I want to accomplish. So, yeah, let's do it. The sooner the better. And a week before the wedding, a week before the wedding. Actually, even just the whole wedding in itself, like even to get a pastor to officiate the wedding, it was difficult to get. It was like every church we would go to, they would tell us you have to join the premarital classes, and then we can officiate your wedding. And he never wanted to do premarital classes, and I used to wonder why. What's with that? I'm like, let's just do the premarital classes. It won't take long. It's only a few months, and then we can get the wedding officiated in the right way in a church. And he would be like, no, let's just find someone who will do the wedding quickly, who'll do who'll officiate the wedding quickly. I don't want to waste any more time. And at the back of now, in hindsight, when you look at things in hindsight, you're just like, those are red flags. But you and your desires, you didn't pay attention. You're just like, me, I just need a ticket out. I need a ticket out. I need a ticket out. So I never really paid attention to the warning signs. And we really looked for a pastor. And by the way, just to even see how God was so against this whole thing. And at that time, I didn't know the voice of God. I was just, yeah, I didn't know anything about God. I was not born again. I was just a girl trying to live a life, trying to find her way in life. So I would actually hear a voice. I would hear a voice telling me, my daughter, no, like, don't do it. Don't marry that man. And I would, like I would sit by myself and I would hear the voice telling me, don't marry that man. And I would look around and I'd be like, who said that? Who said that? Who spoke? Who spoke? And then I would just brush it off like, okay, you're hearing your own things. Stop. And every time I would sit by myself, I would hear my daughter, no. And I would be like, who said that? Who said that? And I would just brush it off. So a week before the wedding, this guy, so everything is set, the date is set. Finally, we got a pastor who accepted money and agreed to officiate our wedding without doing the premarital classes and everything. Yeah, so he agreed to come to the hotel where we were doing the wedding and to officiate it there. So we didn't do it in a church, we did it at a hotel. Red flags, yes. So then what happened? Yeah, a week, everything is set, the invitation cards are out, people know they're coming to this huge wedding at this huge hotel, and what happened? Yeah, what happened? I can't remember what happened. I have to go back. I think I was out with my friends or something, and this guy just showed up. Like I just told him I'm going out with my friends today. I'm getting married soon, nini. So let me go out with my friends like a one last nini to say goodbye to the single life and everything. And this guy just showed up. And when he showed up, it was in a public place, and I was talking to a guy who I had known from way back, who I just happened to meet at the club. And the guy was saying hi to me, like, oh, how are you, Nini? It's been long, I haven't seen you. And even me, I'm responding. He just showed up from nowhere, and the blow that came, I think I just saw, I saw black. All I saw was just black. I saw butterflies. Those things you see when someone has hit you and you're blacking out or something. I couldn't believe. Before I could recollect myself, my friends had all come around and they were like, they're stopping him. They're like, why are you doing that? That's just a friend. It's not what you think. And me, I'm trying to recollect myself. I'm looking around and I'm seeing I'm in public. Like everyone I know has just seen me be sucker punched. Huh? A good one. Uppercutted. I've just been sucker punched. That's the right word. Sucker punched in my face. Even just to come to terms with everything. First, I'm just thinking, okay, what just happened? I don't understand. What just happened? What just happened? I was here, I was saying hi to someone I know. How did this guy get here? How did he punch me in my face? What just happened? Recollecting myself. And the next thing I know, the bouncers are there. They're like, they want to escort him out. Then I stop them. I'm like, no, don't. It's okay. So I calm the situation and I just tell him, let's just leave. So we leave and we enter the car, and I'm asking him, what's wrong with you? Like, why would you behave like that? Like in public, in front of people that I know. What's the problem? I was just saying hi to someone I know. What's the issue? It's not like you found me kissing someone. It's not like you found me holding someone, hugging them, or holding them in a suggestive way. I was just saying hi to a guy. What's the issue? Then he immediately goes into this remorseful state of, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to, I don't know what came over me. You know how abusive people, how they do, yeah? They have a pattern. They'll get angry, get aggressive, they'll be violent, and then immediately it's like they go back to this state of, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, they can even shed tears, by the way, crocodile tears, but they'll shed the tears. So he was the same, and he shed crocodile tears and said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I don't know what came over me. Please forgive me. I don't know how I could have done such a thing to you, and this and that and this. So me, I was like, okay, since it's the first time this has happened, maybe maybe it's wedding stress, maybe it's spending a lot of money. Let me just let it slide. But at the back of my mind, I'm thinking, once an abuser, always an abuser. At the back of my mind, I'm thinking, something is not right. Like, God is trying to show me something about this guy. And if I enter into this marriage with this man, I'm going to suffer this kind of abuse for the rest of the time I'm going to be with him. So I could think like that, but then I'd be like, no, let me just give him a chance. He's apologized, he's cried. It's not like he meant to do it, he's already explained himself. So I'm just making excuses for him, making excuses for him. So we go home. The next day takes me to for shopping, village market, buy whatever you want, buy everything. So this now blinds me again. So me, go for shopping, I buy whatever I want. Yeah, it's like everything is okay. And life continues. The wedding is still set. And I just keep quiet about the whole thing. The next thing again, I'm doing my bridal shower, and I invite my friends over, and we agree, me and him. He said him is gonna spend time with his boys, me I was gonna spend time with my girls, and he left me the house. He told me, you know what, invite whoever you want. You guys, they can have a sleepover. I won't be here. I'll come back when the weekend is done. You guys enjoy yourselves. How much money do you need? Give me everything I needed for the bridal shower. And I called my friends. I told them, hey, you guys come. We have the whole house to ourselves. What, this and that. So my friends decided they planned and invited a stripper. Me, I didn't know. They invited a stripper. I didn't know. And so in the middle of the night, the stripper just walks in. Me, I had no clue. Me, I was just in the shower. We're dancing to music, Nini. We're drinking and all that. This guy shows up and is like, yeah, he's been asked to come. Who is the bride? Then everyone is like, yeah, it's her, it's her. Then they make me sit in the middle of the living room, and this guy starts dancing. The next thing I know, the guy I'm going to marry, he just walks in. Walks in and puts the whole party to a standstill. Like, everyone get out. Who's this guy? Why is there a guy here? You told me that it would only be girls. Why is there a guy in this place? Hey. I was just like, oh my God, it's happening again. Why is there a guy here? Everyone leave my house right now. Leave. And he asked everyone to leave, and everyone just scattered. Everyone scattered because everyone was scared. Me, I remained there. Hey, I remained there. The things I saw, he was angry. He was angry. It's like, I can't even leave you for one night. So I'm asking him, okay, why are you even here? Like you said, you're not going to be here. Why are you here, first of all? Are you stalking me? Are you watching me? Why did you come in only when the stripper came in? Like, what's happening? So I'm really starting to look at this guy funny, because I'm like, okay, this guy is weird. He's a stalker, first of all. Is he watching me? Is he monitoring me? Where did he come from? Where did he show up from? Why? I have so many questions in my mind. So I just told him to calm down. I'm not the one who organized for the stripper. It was my friends. I didn't know they had planned it. I didn't ask them to do it. They did it by themselves. So there's no need of getting angry at me. I didn't do anything. Anyway, so everything just comes to a standstill. So the next day, my friends, no, so I tell him, since he, yeah, So the next day, my friends are asking me, "Hey, what happened? The way your husband was so angry. What happened? Why was he so angry? Kwani I thought he was okay with you having." So me, I was just like, you know what? Even me, I don't understand what's up with this man. Um, so what happened now again? Yeah, I have to go back. So I confide in one of my friends, and my one of my bridesmaids at the time. I confide in her and I tell her I'm really, there's something really bothering me about this man that I'm going to marry, and he's very violent. He's abusive, and he has like obsessive behaviors. He has psychopathic behaviors that I'm very, if I feel like I shouldn't ignore. So I asked my friend, "What do you think about it?" And my friend was like, "I know, that guy is okay, he's fine, he's a good guy. The way he treats us nicely, he buys us things." Everyone had been put into a box. Everyone was blinded by that man. Everyone, not just me, everyone. So no one could say anything bad about him. And the more I tried, the more everyone was like, "I know you, you're the problem, you're the problem. How can you get a good guy like that and then you're looking for mistakes? Do you know how many people would want a guy like that? Do you know how lucky you are? Do you know to get a rich man? I don't know this and this and that." Hi, so everyone would talk me out of it. So she talked me out of it, and I said, "Okay, maybe let me just." So she was like, "It's probably wedding stress, it's probably spending a lot of money, this and that. You just try and be understanding, you're supposed to be understanding." So I said, "Okay, let me just keep quiet then, let me try and be understanding." Yeah, so I try and be understanding. Then what happened, another incident happens again. This is all like very few days close to the wedding. Another incident happens again where he's violent again over some flimsy, just things that don't even make sense. So he's violent again. Then I'm like, okay, now this is a bit too much. Like, clearly, God is warning me that this is what I'm going to live with. If I get into this union with this guy, this is how my life is going to be. And honestly, I just came from a background of abuse. Do I really want to enter again another life of abuse again? But he would mask it so well. He would cry afterwards, apologize, then buy me nice things and all that. So I decided, let me go and talk to, excuse me, let me go and talk to my mom, because she was the one who was against the whole idea from the beginning. Let me go and talk to her. Maybe she'll have some insight. Maybe she'll tell me what to do. Yeah, so I'm looking for a mother in this situation that I've gotten myself in. Yeah, so I go and I talk to my mom and I tell her, there's something I want to share that I'm feeling burdened by. And so I explain to her and I tell her, this guy is violent, he has psychopathic behaviors. It's like he stalks me and he follows me around, and wherever I am, he just shows up and then he's violent, and then later he cries, he apologizes, and he buys me nice things. And I'm not sure if I want to get married to him, because I don't think I want that kind of life. So I feel like I should cancel the wedding. Hey, my mom just jumps and is like, "No, why are you canceling the wedding? What's wrong with you? Oh, can't you see everything is set? I've already invited all my friends." So I'm just like, okay. It's like, I've already invited people. How will I then again tell them that there's no wedding? Now, what shame are you trying to bring to me? this and this and that. So it just became about her, and me, I was just like, okay, I'm trying to share a concern, a really serious concern, but you're not really, yeah, it's falling on deaf ears basically. So she just rebuked me and told me, yeah, it's probably you and your demands. Again, I'm being told I'm the problem, so I just said, okay, maybe I'm the problem. Let me just tone it down. Let me just understand. Yeah. So I'm being told, yeah, you're the problem. You, you're probably stressing him with your demands for the wedding. Do you know how weddings are expensive? Try and be understanding. Try and be an understanding wife for this and that. So I said, okay, now if two people have told me that, then now who else am I gonna tell? Now let me just be quiet, go on with the wedding, and yeah, we'll see what happens after that. So I continue with the wedding and I get married to this man. Oh my god, the biggest mistake I ever made. Biggest mistake. Getting out of it was going to be so difficult. It was going to cost me a lot. Lord have mercy. And God was warning me. All along, God was warning me. God warned me. God warned me. So we get married. Big wedding. Everyone shows up. They have a good time. Everything is to the public. Everything just looked good. It was the best. Everyone was just like they had the most fun at the wedding and everything and everything. Then we go for our honeymoon in South Africa. Then the abuse. Now the abuse really just takes on a new phase. Now the true colors of this man begin to show. It will be every night we're going out. I have to dress a certain way. And you know, dressing a certain way is wearing skimpy clothes. So I was like, I don't feel like wearing skimpy clothes. Like I'm a married woman now. Let me just dress modestly. It's like, no, you wear what I say you're going to wear. And then we go out. So I have to wear skimpy clothes. I have to dress the way he wants me to dress. We go out. And when we go out, he'll make me sit in a certain place by myself. And then he sits like far off. He sits far off and he's watching me. And he tells me, don't move, sit there. And then when guys approach me, he's watching. And then he comes and he starts causing problems when that happens. So even when a guy approaches me, I'm not like welcoming it. I'm just like, no, I'm okay, I'm married. Here I have rings on my finger. And the guys would insist, and then he would come and start causing problems. And when we got back to the hotel room, it would be abuse and abuse and abuse. Oh my god, that was hell. It was hell. It would be abuse, and then after abuse, he wants to sleep with you. And then after that, tomorrow he'll buy you something. Yeah, like for your trouble. I've never felt so, I don't even know what to call it. I was just like, what did I get myself into? What did I get myself into? What did I get myself into? So it continued like that. For 2 weeks we were there. Same script. Different day, same script. You wear what I want you to wear. We're going out. I don't want to go out today. You have no say in it. You have to go. Abuse, sleeps with you, buys you something. That's how it was. That's the life I had sold myself to. My God. But God was with me. God was with me. God was with me. God was with me. So we came back home and life continued the same way, same script, different day. Continued like that. And I was just like, I can't take it anymore. I can't. Remember, I left a whole upbringing of abuse. Now I've entered into another season of abuse at another level. I was just like, am I cursed or something? Is this abuse ever going to leave me? Am I cursed? What did I do? How did I get myself in this? So, I think I'll stop there today. I'll stop there and I'll continue. Should I just continue? Let me continue a bit. So the abuse continued. At this time, I was working at the airport, and he would insist, like, leave your job, leave your job, leave your job. So you can be a full-time housewife, I'll take care of you and this. And I just knew if I stopped working, that'll be the end of me. I felt like my job was like my lifeline. At least I could leave and go somewhere and be with people. I just knew if I stopped working, he would probably lock me up in the house and make me his slave, and that's it. And you see, he had already established that I didn't have a good relationship with the people at home. I didn't have a good relationship with my mom. I didn't have a good relationship with my siblings, because it was an upbringing of abuse. There was so much abuse at home, and I was running away from all that. So he knew I didn't have a good relationship with people back at home. So he knew he had control over me, and no one could bring him to account, because I had actually severed ties with people at home. So he knew that. So he knew I'm telling you, this guy, he manipulated me a good one. Like, he knew, so he had control over me. And he kept on telling me, quit your job so you can have children, quit your job. And I was just like, okay, when the children come, I will stop working. But for now, since the children haven't come, I'll continue working. And he would stalk me even at work. Like, I used to work on shifts. I was working at the airport. And every night shift, like when we were getting ready to leave work, we would have transport from work to drop us home. And he would just come and sit in the parking lot and just watch me and watch me and watch me and watch me for hours and hours. And I didn't know. Me, I was just going about my day. So some people would come to the office and tell me, hey, we've seen your husband out there. He's in the parking lot. And I'm like, what? And I didn't even know. And I'd be like, what is he doing there? He didn't even tell me he was around. And then I go look for him. Then when I find him, ask him, what are you doing here? He's like, I came to surprise you. I'm like, surprise me? Why are you surprising me? Like, okay, why didn't you even just call? I'm working, this and that. He's just like, no, I wanted to wait for you to come out of work. And this, he always had an excuse for everything. But those weird behavior, just weird behavior. Sometimes we'd be at the parking lot. We've left the office. I'm with my colleagues. And I just hear someone telling me, hey, there's your husband waiting for you in the car there. Then I'm like, what? Where? Then I go ask him, okay, what are you doing here, Ati? I came to surprise you. I'm like, so I just enter the car and I go home with him. But those behaviors are just... So I started thinking, how do I get myself out of this predicament that I put myself in? I started thinking, how do I get myself out? And I was just like, now if I leave this soon, we just had a huge wedding. What will people say? Now the what will people say comes into play. Because I'm just like, what will people say? What will people say? What will people think? The way the wedding was such a big wedding, it was such a big deal. What will people say? What will people say? Let me stop here. So I'll continue what happened. I'll continue on what happened in the marriage, but I did leave, and it took a whole lot for me to leave. Yeah, it took me almost losing my life for me to leave. That's the wake up call I needed. That's the shaking I needed, the nudging I needed, because otherwise I would have actually just died there. I would have, not even probably, I would have. That's why God was warning me. So I'll continue from how I left, what happened, how I left, and how things continued, how things progressed after that. Okay, but God was with me. I thank God for that He was with me, even through all that. And I realized that every experience I've had in life, God meant it. God has a purpose for it. Yeah, He has a purpose for it. So today, when I look back in hindsight, I'm just like, all those things I went through, they were a kind of training. Yeah, they were a kind of training. They were painful. They were very painful, and it took me a long time to get over them. It took me a long time to get over them, but God always has a plan. He always has a plan and a purpose for everything. Yeah, there's definitely people, someone, somewhere who will benefit from my story. I know that. Yeah, God didn't just let me go through all that for nothing. There's a plan and a purpose. And even as He tells me to share my story, I know there's something He wants to do with it. So I'll continue sharing, and let's see what God does. Yeah, let's see what God does. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being part of this journey. And I'm looking forward to what God will do. And I pray that it touches someone out there. I hope that it touches someone out there. And if there's anyone going through such a situation currently, remember God is there. God is your author and sustainer. He's your source and sustainer. He's the author and finisher of your faith. He's always there. When you call to Him, He will answer. When you call to Him and ask for a way out, He will give you a way out. I came out. I'm here today. I'm born again. I love the Lord. He has saved me. He has healed me. He's restoring me. And I'm grateful. All I can say is I'm grateful. Yeah. So if you're there and you're going through a similar situation, remember God is there. He will not leave you nor forsake you. He's your Father. He's the one who created you. Before He put you in your mother's womb, He created you. He created you. He knows your journey. He knows your path. He ordained it. Before the foundations of the world, He ordained it in heaven. He ordained it. So He knows where you are. Just call to Him. Ask Him for a way out. He will give you a way out. He will give you a way out. Trust me, He will. If I made it out of there alive, God is there. God is there. God is there. Even when you don't know Him, because by then I didn't know God, but His hand was still on my life. I didn't know Him, but His hand was still on my life. He watched over me. He protected me. He made sure I got out alive. And He will make sure you get out alive too. So trust Him. Call on Him. Ask Him for a way out. He will give you a way out. Amen. God bless you. See you on the next one. Shalom.